Hi everyone, it's me, Christina, with another sort of episode of my Christina's Craft Catchup podcast. Um, so we're moving in 1 week from Canberra, Australia to Norway, Oslo. Um, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on how things are progressing. I don't know if you can tell, but I have nothing, well, pretty much nothing in my house. Let me show you. So that's not very interesting. That's a wall. That's where the TV used to be. Behind me here is the couch. That's pretty much the only furniture we still have. Over here, where our instruments were, we still have fairy lights, but we've just got some luggage there now. Our bedroom upstairs is totally empty, as is the study, which you can see there. So we have pretty much nothing in the house. We still have the fridge, but that's being picked up later today. We still have the bed, but it's in parts and it's being picked up later today. And the couch, I don't know what we're going to do with that. But anyway, this is a knitting show, so I just wanted to tell you what I'm bringing. Now, our stuff was picked up on Monday, 2 days ago. Today is the 27th of July. Our stuff was picked up 2 days ago, and that took a lot of my wool and needles and stuff. So let me show you what I'm bringing. Oh, first I'll show you what I'm working on. These hopefully will be done in the next couple days. This is a pair of socks I'm making for my brother out of, Mountain Colours yarn, which my husband bought for me a while ago. Just a pair of normal toe-up socks that I usually do. They were on 2 separate needles, and then I put them on the same one, so I've got one heel here and one heel there. But they're the same length. I don't have much to say about this. I'm up to the ribbing. He said he didn't want them as long as his other ones, which I was pretty relieved about. And I'm using a stitch marker. Oh, turned over. Oh, come on. There we are. And it's a little bunny. And it's by my friend Violet LeBeau. And I think she sells them as mobile phone charms, but they can equally be used as stitch markers and, progress keepers. And this is her little bunny design, and her bunny is called Bergamot Bunny. And I think Bergamot Bunny has her own little Twitter or blog or something. So anyway, they're the socks that I'm working on right now. 2.25mm Addy sharps, which I don't want to bring on the plane to Norway. I'll get to that. So, I actually took those socks to Brisbane last week. My husband and I went to a percussion conference, which was really fun, and I brought those socks, but I brought them on Knit Picks, the wooden Knit Picks needles, 2.25mm, and I broke them. So, I have one pair left of those, which I'm going to take on the plane to Norway. So, plane to Norway. Here's the project. So, it'll be a pair of socks for me. Here's my foot. And here's my last pair of Knit Picks 2.25mm needles. I tend to buy some every time I do an order from Knit Picks, just because that way I have a lot. And here's the yarn. And this yarn is by Tumuck Valley Yarns, which is an Australian dyeing company. It's just one lady, actually, Nicole. And I bought this from the Etsy shop. And it's a sparkly pink yarn, variegated slightly. And I really want to make myself a pair of Hermione's Everyday Socks out of this. I haven't knit myself a pair of socks since January. And I really wanted to make that pattern for a long time, so that's my plan for that. Also, where is it? In this project bag, which is by Knit and Stitch Bits, I just have yarn in here and stitch markers. Oh, look at that. Good. And this is the yarn that my husband bought me, Bar Savannah, and there's some Knit Picks Capretta, and this is all merino cashmere nylon blend yarn, and I want to make a shawl out of these yarns, but I still haven't quite decided on a pattern. A few people sent me patterns that I really liked, but I just haven't decided, and I haven't had the mental space to really think about it. But that's a shawl I'm taking to Norway. Probably won't take it on the plane. I don't know. And as for the yarn I'm taking to Norway, now this is to last me for 10 weeks. I mean, obviously I can go to a shop and buy more yarn, but this is yarn that I have put aside to take to Norway and use for the 10 weeks until our shipment arrives. So, first thing is this. It's sort of a gradient. It's not quite a gradient, but this is also by Tumuk Valley Yarns. I bought it a long time ago. There it is. Can you see that? Tumuk Valley Yarns. And I thought I'd make a shawl out of that, and I'd start in the middle of the shawl, or at the top of the shawl, in the center of the ball. And I also bringing with me some blank Stellina yarn, which I'm not quite sure if it's exactly the same color as the white, but I'd say it's a little bit creamier, isn't it? But I thought if I get to the end of the shawl and I want it bigger, I can use this, and that would be pretty nice. So that's one sort of project worth. I've also got, I don't have heaps, but I've also got this yarn, which is a merino cashmere nylon, I think. Yes, and it's Yarn vs. Zombies yarn, and I bought this from a D-stash on Ravelry. I just thought I'd make myself some socks, maybe. I have lots of socks, but you can always use socks, can't you? And then in this bag here, which is not a standard project bag, it's actually a bag from a Japanese shop called Baby the Stars Shine Bright. And it used to have a little bee hanging in that heart. B for Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Love this bag. I used to use it as a handbag. I really like it. Anyway, in here I've just got loads of minis and ends. And so, for example, I've got sock yarn that I've knit in the past, more sock yarn. I've got a mini that I dyed up. I made a shawl out of this, my own design shawl. I've got some sort of professional minis. What else have I got in here? So here's some Knit Picks Felici yarn. Here's the possum yarn that I've been using recently. Anyway, etc. Oh, there's a lovely sample of possum yarn. Anyway, so I thought that I would start myself a beekeeper's quilt. I know everyone loves doing the Cozy Memories blanket, but I never really liked the look of the squares. Obviously I prefer the hexagons that are in the, this is hard to close, that are in the beekeeper's quilt. And the cute thing about the beekeeper's quilt is that each little hexapuff can be stuffed a little bit. So what I thought I'd do is go to Norway, then go to a craft shop and get some stuffing, some polyfill, and then just knit little hexapuffs, and I think that would make me really happy. I've wanted to do it for ages, so that's the plan, and that would keep me quite occupied with this enormous bag of wool. So that's what I'm bringing to Norway. That's my Norway knitting. I finished a couple of other things that I don't have here to show you. That's my shawl. I'm going out in a minute. I knit a shawl just like this for my mum. It was my pattern, which is called Rose Garden Shawl, as by me. That's how you can tell. There's a few Rose Garden shawls. And I used this yarn and another ball of the same yarn in a different dye lot, so it was a little bit brighter or duller, I forget. Anyway, so I used the slightly brighter yarn to do the garter stitch ridges between sections. And it ended up looking really nice. So I'll take a picture of that over the next few days. I gave it to my mum. I'll put it up. I also finished that hat that I was knitting last time. I was knitting it out of alpaca silk yarn from somewhere. It was really thin yarn and I was holding it double. It's very fluffy. I gave that to Mum as well. So she has them. And yeah, that's all I have to tell you, really. The house is just empty and is a bit sad. I'm pretty sad. I think probably more stressed than I've ever been in my life, but that's okay. I mean, everybody does hard things in their life, and I'm doing my best. So uh, I haven't had too many freakouts. I've had a few sad moments where I've been crying and stuff, but I'm doing okay. So anyway, tonight we're going out to dinner with friends. We're going out to dinner with friends tomorrow night. Tonight we are staying at my husband's parents' house because our bed's going this afternoon. Yeah, so, and we hand back the keys on Friday. So that's all happening, and I'm going to go and I'll record again when I'm in Norway, which will be in a week and a bit. I mean, we'll see how we go. The first week in Norway, we're staying in a hotel because our apartment's not ready for a while. So anyway, enough blather. You get the idea. Thanks everybody for your well wishes and support. I really appreciate it. And thanks for checking in with me. I'll post on Instagram lots, so follow me there at Cutiful Christina. And yeah, cool. See you on the other side. Bye.